NAIAS Casey Williams. I'm here with Dominic from Fonte from Subaru, and we wanted to show you the new Ascent that's going to be built in Lafayette, be available to the public this summer. So Dominic's going to give us a walk around and kind of show us why it's such a special vehicle.
All right. Well, yep, this is the all-new Ascent. As I was mentioning earlier, it looks like a bigger Subaru. That's what our customers wanted. We tried to keep it designed in, kind of in the styling of the current Subarus. It's like a much more aggressive grille, bluffer front end, and it is quite a bit bigger. And that's the thing we wanted to make sure we got correct with this vehicle, proper package. I think we all know we kind of didn't really hit it exactly right with the Tribeca. So this one's a proper 3-row SUV. It's got room for adults in all 3 rows. 19 cup holders, as we famously have talked about. The really neat thing we're going to do with this car, though, is it's going to be available with captain's chairs or a center row bench, no cost option. And you can also get that on the premium models. So you'll be able to get this car in cloth with captain chairs. So normally, most of the other manufacturers are going to make you move up to a limited or to the Tourings, the top of the line editions of their cars to get the captain's chairs. We're going to offer it because we think, flexibility is the key to Subaru. We want this to be the most flexible family vehicle you can buy. So the configuration is something you can adjust for yourself.
Very nice. What trim package is this?
This is the Touring. This is the top of the line model. This is also obviously with our all new 2.4 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. And the main ingredient for this thing was torque. This has, it's 268 horsepower, but it's really more about torque because we know we had to move a lot more people. We've got to be able to tow 5,000 pounds with this vehicle as well. So you're going to feel the engine feels much more different than, say, a WRX. It's not tuned for high revving, it's tuned for low-end torque because we want to move people and cargo.
Is 600 available or is it just the Turbo 4 now?
Just the Turbo 4. Obviously standard all-wheel drive, of course, it's the Subaru tradition. And we've done a lot of work on the interior. We've done a lot of work on the small features, as we mentioned, the cup holders. The reason the cup holders are 19, it's asymmetrical in the back, is because that third one in the back where you've got 3 cups was actually designed to hold a large iPad. So it'll slot in there, because we know your kids are going to be plugged in, so we put in a lot of USB ports, 8 USB ports. Everyone's going to have a plug. We've got this handy shelf for phones. Also for the driver, you've got a little shelf in here for phones. Much cleaner looking interior. You can see the little accessory mirror there we have, so you can see the kids fighting in the back seats. Also, that mirror is a smart mirror, the regular rear view mirror, because we know, like, if let's say you're taking your kids to college or something and you're loading this car up and you've got everything loaded into the back, you're not going to be able to see out of your rear view mirror. There's an extra camera that we have mounted up in here, and that will give you the view out. So your camera turns into a TV basically, so you can see behind you, and that's tucked up inside, so the weather will not affect it. And it is also swept clean by the windshield wiper. So it's another nice little touch. It's never going to be dirty, And we still have this separate backup camera, but this will be a full rear view from the back. We've got another camera in the front as well, which will shoot out, and you can see what's in front of you. So it's going to give you kind of a perimeter look as you drive forward. New technologies we keep adding all the time, but still the main thing is make it a really good 3-row vehicle. This is actually the trailer hitch. This comes off, your trailer hitch goes on, and then there's another plastic piece that comes around and goes over it to make it still stay clean. It's a bit for aerodynamics, but also just to make it look a little bit nicer when you're using it. And
this one has the eyesight system on it?
This does. This one does. As you can see, the third row is up. Little cargo space down here. The sunshade's a nice touch too, because this sunshade telescopes, so it'll fit like right here, and it'll fit with these seats down behind the second row. So when it telescopes out, and then there's a little space for you to keep it here, to keep everything nice and neat, tie downs, etc. These will drop the seats very easily. If you feel the seats, the way they roll forward and back, super light. We made everything really light because we know kids are going to be using it. We made the doors extra wide. You've also got one of the cup holders is up here, because if you have a kid in a child seat, you want to be able to reach it, so it's mounted up higher. Then you've got separate ones down here as well for other bigger stuff when you've got kids going to sports and stuff like that. Like I said, everything is a really light touch, very easy to use, and user-friendly. Big sunroof, kind of a Subaru tradition,
You were showing us the handles on the seats.
Sure. And
Those are very cool.
Yeah, right. And when you look at these handles, you can get a shot of those. Those are the same design that are used on the bullet train in Japan. One of our engineers realized, he's like, you know what? The kids are going to be jumping out of that third row and pulling themselves forward rather than sliding the seat down. It'd be a little bit faster for them, so we've added those. Once again, more USB ports back here. We got USB ports in the third row. very comfortable. And then of course, the main thing is going to be in the driving and the Subaru handling. You know, the car really handles well, very low center of gravity because we have the boxer engine. And the other thing, we went for crash testing. We've actually conducted our own rear crash tests, so that with the third row up, and our car does well. We'd be very surprised, some others don't. But we wanted to make this once again a top safety pick plus, and one of the safest vehicles you can buy. That's the Subaru, kind of our main mantra. We want it to be a durable and safe vehicle.
Yeah, I know that's always a concern of third row seats, especially ones that are kind of moved towards the back. But is there
Correct.
crash space back there?
Yeah, well, and the trick is putting a lot of steel back there.
Yeah.
So even though we've got space and steel, that's like, you know, as you noticed, there was cargo room back here. You know, even with that third row up, you can still fit stuff on there. And of course, we come with a wide array of every kind of, you know, attachments for the roof, as you can imagine.
Does this have the sliding rails like the Outback, or no?
It does not. No. No, you have to fit crossbars on this. That have the built-in crossbars.
So what do you see as the customers? Do you see a lot of conquest sales from other brands? Do you see this as a move-up vehicle from Outback
I
or
think
Crosstrek?
we'll see some conquest. I think initially it's going to be people who are Subaru brand loyal and who wanted a bigger vehicle because their family has just basically outgrown the car. From Russia with love.
Seriously.
Yes, we in Russia love Subaru. But
I know the
but
Subaru
this
people.
car
Yes.
is not for Russia. Yes.
No, it's not. I'm afraid not.
We are waiting for this.
I know.
From Russia with love.
So actually, sidebar, interesting story. Tribeca had a very big following in Russia. They were never sold there legally. They were gray market exported out to Russia because Russians tend to have lots of bad weather and lots of bad roads, right? So Subaru's a really good product for them. You know, we do sell Subarus there, but that was never officially exported there. They all wanted the SUV. But 8.7 inches of ground clearance, all the good stuff. It's still going to be more of a, we wanted this to be more of a vehicle that you're willing to take off-road. You're not afraid to get this car dirty. And that's, I think, what differentiates us. When you look at the majority of these big three-row SUVs out there, they're kind of a little bit more, trying to be a little more elegant. I think the rough and tumble Subaru comes through on this car. But yeah, we think the initial batch is going to be a lot of Subaru brand loyalists who are going to be coming out of their existing Outbacks who really want a three-row because they're either a family expanded or their needs have expanded. And I think we'll get some people who are now going to start cross-shopping other brands, and now we have something in that marketplace, and we'll bring some new customers in. I think it's going to do very well. I mean, for the amount of attention we've gotten from existing customers alone, I think it'll do very well.
So talk about pricing and availability. When does it go on sale?
It'll be available in June, and we haven't announced pricing. That'll be up soon. We'll have pricing out pretty soon, so we're still a little bit ahead of it, but it's going to be very competitive pricing, and we'll announce pretty soon with pricing. We'll announce all the fuel economy and all the extra specs and all that stuff too. We'll just have that stuff. So yeah, we're very excited to have it.
Thank you. Thanks, Dominic.
Thank you.
Appreciate it so much.